He was like, Pearl, let's go do some open mics. I'm like, okay. So it was a Thursday. I wasn't doing shit. So we went to this spot out in, we went to this one spot that was over South Minneapolis. I had no idea what was going on in there, but I didn't want to stay around long enough to really find out, okay? It was very different. I started writing the poem there. The energy in there, it made me feel something. So I started with that, right? I started writing The Keepers. I said, I'm getting ready to write a poem called The Keepers. Those people looked like they had been keeping a lot of things. And then we went to this open mic, and it was out in Roseville, city of Roseville open mic. They do it once a month. It's really nice. But a woman got up there and she did this poem, and she read a short story. It's called The Skeletons in Our Closet, in My Closet. And she said, it's not a scary story, it's just my family. And she went into telling about how she owed her mother-in-law an apology because she had these braids that she had kept in this attic, in this box, that apparently were from her cutting her daughter's hair that we learned about later on in the story, whatever. And that her mom had dreamed of being a doctor, but would take them on family road trips, and they would visit all of these little science museums that were all around the cities, and they had all of these weird diseases and all kind of things, and infected bodies and people or whatever in these little side off the road museums, right? And she said that her grandmother's teeth were falling out, and she was, had to clean up her grandparents' house, and she found this cigar box, and it had grandma's teeth in there. And she threw the teeth out, and she got in trouble because there was gold in the teeth. And so that's why they were keeping the teeth, because people used to fill their fillings with gold, right? So grandma got this new set of teeth. And, she only wore it on special occasions, like lynchings, and I'm just joking. She didn't say that part. But she only wore them on special occasions, picnics and birthday parties and dinners and going to church or mass or whatever. So she said to herself, well, one's own death would be a special occasion, right? So she wondered if her grandmother had wore her teeth, her dentures, to her funeral. Was she buried in her dentures? So she called her sister to ask her, and her sister told her, heavens no, I have them. They're in my closet in a jar. They scare the dickens out of my husband every time he's in there looking for stuff, right? Now this white woman was older than, she was probably my grandmother's age. She's an old white woman, okay? If she was that old, she looked that old, right? Her grandmother died a long time ago. Long ago, I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it. Why the hell do they still have grandma's teeth in a jar, right? And do you pass that down when you die? What is going on with that? I mean, what are you keeping that for? I got the dentures. They had gold fillings in there. These, her actual teeth, they had gold fillings in there. The dentures didn't. So that made me spew in my mind about things that have been kept and how things are moved from space to space. And I had a conversation with my sister who went out to D.C. and took her kids to the new African American History Museum that's out there, right? So I was like, oh, that's dope. You guys went out there or whatever. And she said, there's a noose that's hanging in there, and it has actual blood stains on the noose it belonged to some brother she was telling me about, whatever. She's telling me all these stories about her experience there. And I said, who kept that? Whose responsibility was it to hold on to those things? And in keeping that, if it was the slave owner's family who kept all of these different things that, were used to abuse slaves or to chastise them or what have you, how did you hand that down? What did that look like? What conversation was had with that? If it was the family of the slaves, or maybe someone who had been tormented or beaten or what have you, and all you were able to gather left in resting memory of them were their shoes, or maybe that noose, or maybe, do you keep that? Is that what you keep? And what does that look like? So that was the reason why